All right, and we're back to the Fake Browns podcast. What's going on, dude?
Oh, just chilling.
Just chilling? This is what we do here at the Fake Browns podcast. We fucking chill.
We work out and we talk about our feelings.
Ain't that the fucking truth? Well, I think we've got a doozy to start off with today, and that is, what the fuck is magic? And I'm not talking about phantasmal, fictional magic from books and video games and ancient lore, but the magic we see today, like a Chris Angel or a David Blaine, which I would argue are the pinnacles of that.
Are they still working, those guys?
David Blaine, dude. Weird side tangent. Visit my buddy in Salt Lake City. We're out doing things all day, having fun, hiking, hang out with friends. Then the last day I'm there, we're like, let's just watch a movie and chill. We've done so many things, and we find out that there's a movie of David Blaine's most recent big stunt, and he just ties himself to a bunch of balloons and flies like 4,000 feet in the sky. And granted, you read that, I'm like, that sounds awesome. Yeah. And it's so like boring.
Up. Yeah.
It's essentially up. Yeah. But it's...
Dude, when he pivoted from doing magic to just doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
It's not even a magic trick. It's just like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, and it's like, the thing before that I knew him for was he held his breath for like 17 minutes in that chamber. Did you see that underwater?
Yeah.
That was like the last big thing I saw. And this one's literally like, there's a whole team of people. He ties himself to a bunch of... It's not like how you imagine it. It's like he's in a thing with a bunch of balloons.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but it's not like this feat of man that's... I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's doing anything.
Did you see the one where he caught a bullet in his mouth?
Yeah, but I don't remember how that...
He just, he holds a mouthpiece thing.
Oh, so they shoot it into there?
And a guy shoots him. So it's like he has to be really still. That's the trick.
Yeah, see, I don't...
Still crazy. But
nuts, but what are we doing? Also, if that missed...
Oh, it would just blow his head off.
I mean, that's like, dude, he's just dead then?
That'd be crazy. I think it was a documentary. It wasn't live. That'd be crazy if it was live.
Oh, man, I'd pay to see that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Well, also, the one he hung upside down for like 3 days, that was kind of crazy.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah.
I thought you just die.
You're supposed to. So that one was kind of like
insane.
magic. He had doctors there, and they're like, yeah, he should be dead by now.
Jesus Christ. Because there's that one famous spelunker. You know those people, we've talked about this before, the super anxiety-ridden things.
It's the cave dive.
Cave guys, yeah. And he fell, he got stuck upside down in this small little crevasse and died in 24 hours because you go into cardiac arrest if you're upside down for that long.
Yeah.
So I don't know what David Blaine's doing. He should have gone save that dude.
I guess. I mean, I think he was about to die when they flipped him right side up.
Oh, you're saying
he was like, he pushed the limits.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Dude, his eyes were all fucked up. It was disgusting.
I remember seeing him after the holding his breath underwater one. It's like the veins in his body, it's like almost he didn't have skin. It was fucking nuts. His body was like so deprived of oxygen that it was like squeezing everything out of his body. It was fucking crazy. Anyway, and then that was a tangent. But this magic stuff that's been going on for a while, I don't know what it is. I don't understand. I get how
it's all fake.
I mean, it has to be on some level. They're doing something. But if I'm 10 feet across the room and, guy's like, hey, think of a card, and I think of the Queen of Hearts, and he goes, look in your shoe. And I haven't had any contact with this man ever in my life, unless they just have teams of private investigators that are waiting for me and just putting stuff around my home. But obviously that's not happening in these videos or performances where there's these big famous magicians. How the fuck do they do that? Is it just planning? Are you the second you enter this person's home, you're just planting shit everywhere?
Yeah, it's funny because it's like a different skill than magic. It's just crazy sleight of hand and deception.
And they make money off of it. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. If someone does that shit, I'm like, I don't understand.
Have you seen the Carbonaro effect? It's like this guy who just does magic on TV, but there's a lot of cuts, and I never know how real it is. How crazy is the stuff he's doing versus just produced?
Yeah, when it's cut, when there's
it's
editing.
crazier to see it live.
Yeah,
obviously.
for sure. I mean, I've seen stuff where it's recorded Like, they go to see Chris Angel, which I don't even know if Chris Angel's still doing his stuff anymore, but they go to a place where it's just a live video of the event, and they're doing shit, so there's no cutting. Makes me guess or think that the potential for just, all right,
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. It's film. But do you know any magicians?
No. That'd be wild.
I've known one.
Yeah?
Yeah, my growing up, my cousin was dating this guy. This is also around the time where Chris Angel was becoming huge. This guy was like a lesser Chris Angel. He dressed had like chains and goth kind of stuff.
Was he good enough to get that title?
He did a couple of card tricks.
Okay.
I remember being like, "Oh, that's great," but it wasn't like.
Have you ever done a card trick? Have you ever done one?
No.
Like, you can just look up some pretty cool card tricks.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
But this guy, I remember specifically, this is on my dad's side of the family, which is very extremely Catholic. They're from Cuba, and the cousin is my dad's sister's daughter, and is dating this guy who's like has tons of piercings, spiky blonde hair, looks like an anime character almost, super tight jeans, and he's just walking around asking, like, we go to family events, he'd be like, "You want to see a trick?" Like,
so he's just trying to be Chris Angel.
Yeah, he just probably wanted to do magic. Chris Angel was the big guy at that time, and just assumed that identity. And until I got older, I didn't realize how ridiculous that was to be at like a family party and a guy being like, to adults, not just kids, being like, "I got some magic stuff I've been working on, and this is what I do." Granted, you can make a living out of it. It was just as a kid,
kind of cool.
It's different.
It's like doing an open mic, basically,
at a family party.
Yeah,
at a extremely Hispanic religious side of the fan. It was just such a strange place to try.
Is the religious anti-magic? Is that why you say that?
No, it just is a very
what is this devil that you're bringing in this house?
Yeah, like that maybe more. Not where it's like they're conservative and religious, and like the goth thing doesn't help.
Sure.
Where it looks like more leaning towards the devil than it is God.
Okay.
I honestly have no idea what my grandparents thought of this man, but I remember being like, when we're there and we're having the family party, you can see him from a mile away. Like, he stands out so hard, and the way he's talking and asking people to do tricks, I'm like, at the time, I'm like, oh, magician. Which it was normal for me as a kid, but I look back and like, that was probably so strange.
Did he have any good ones?
Once again, all I remember was some card tricks where I was like, "Oh, you guessed my card," but nothing other than that. Remember, there was something with like balls that he had. Some like it was. No,
that's classic.
It was something like that, or some like kind of these metal rings and balls that like you could like take them off.
Everyone does the rings. The rings is stupid.
I'm a kid, man. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah,
but only magician I ever knew, which I don't know. I also dated someone who thought...
Did he make it? What's he doing now?
I don't even remember his name, man. That's how fleeting that memory was. Wow. I dated a girl who thought magicians... She had a weird attraction towards magicians.
Wow.
And...
That's the opposite. I feel
I had never met a girl who was like, "Oh, magicians really do it for me." She was like, something about not knowing what they're doing. I was like... I can understand that, but I'm like, I don't... Anyway... We go, this place called Safe House in Milwaukee is?
Yeah.
It's like, have you been there?
I have not. I've heard of it.
Okay. So, you like go in there. It's fun, but it's like, we went there with another couple, and the longer we were there, the more we felt like it was for kids. And there's alcohol there, but you go in, there's a magician who's the bartender. And I remember being there and being like, is she just getting off to this? Like, it was weird. I was like, is she... Like, was
that just in your head, or were there indicators that...
No, it was probably just in my head, honestly. Okay. But there is that thing when a girl explicitly tells you, "Man, I'm really turned on by this thing."
And then it's
in front of you, and you go, "Huh, this is it." I don't know. I don't know how to handle that situation. Like, I can appreciate.
You just don't freak out. That's how you handle.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's such a. I don't know. It's so strange because I've never gone. Well, maybe I have. I shouldn't say never. But if I'm dating someone, I'm like, man, something about women's volleyball players just really does it for me.
We can't.
And then we go to a women's volleyball game, and I'm just sitting there. I feel like it's just it's a little weird.
Is that a double standard? Can guys do that?
Yeah. Or you're saying can
Like,
guys?
I feel like I would get crucified if I was in a relationship and I just talked about things I like in women that aren't in the woman that I'm dating.
Yeah, I think it's definitely double standard.
That would be...
Because I've seen, I mean, I'm only saying this because I've seen so many memes made about this thing
Yeah.
where it's like, or someone wrote on some chat forum that was like, yeah, so my girlfriend says that if I have any celebrity crushes, like she's gonna break up with me, but then she tells me that if she met John Mayer, she would suck his dick in front of her dad.
John Mayer.
Yeah, I don't know. So some weird upset, like just celebrity crush kind of deal. But if I said that to any girlfriend of like, man, if Jennifer Lopez was in the room, I would just fucking blast her, regardless of who's there. That's a crazy thing to say. First of all,
In front of her dad.
in front of Jennifer Lopez's dad. Yeah. But I don't know. I also wouldn't test those waters in a relationship. Aside from it being shitty, it's not going to be a good reaction. Or they're going to pretend it's okay, and then they're just going to push that shit down, and it comes up a week later in some different form.
Well, how did you react when she said she was into magicians, and you're like, I'm not a magician?
When you're not in front of a magician, it's funny to be like, that's kind of weird. Like,
That one's almost benign enough to where, like, I would think that's fun. And I think both ways.
There was no part of me that thought that her and I would ever be in front of a magician when she said that. And then we arrived at a situation where we're in front of a musician, and I'm like, oh no.
Well, what if she said something like, I love dudes with blonde hair, like things that just aren't you.
That aren't me? That'd be pretty fucked up.
That'd be weirder, right? That's weirder than magician.
Magician is an attainable thing. I guess blonde, you could bleach your hair.
So you were okay with that because you're like, I could become a magician.
I mean, I don't know if that's the reason why I was okay with it, but I see it's more okay to be... there's two factors here. The rarity of a magician in my life, which I had only ever known one that was at family parties one time, and the fact that it's a thing that you train to become. It's not like a specific blonde. Also, you could dye your hair, but like say I only like Hispanic men, or say I only like German men to me, which I'm out. Well, I'm okay. Only like I'm a lot of things. Only like whatever I'm not.
Pure German men.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like that. I don't know.
That'd be weird.
This comes into the thing. Do you think some thoughts are just better to never ever let out of your head? Like this is a good example.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm thinking of some right now. Never gonna say them.
I want to know them now. Fuck.
But the other thing about the magician, that's not like a very it's not like a very looked up to profession.
Sure.
Like what if she said I only like lawyers? That would be more.
That'd be a little bit more intimidating.
That'd be shittier, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For you?
Yeah. I think, especially at that time.
Because you'll never be a lawyer.
Oh, Jesus Christ. At that point, too, I was a teacher. So I was like,
okay.
I mean, talk about.
I think if your profession is equal or better,
then it's okay.
Then it's
Now,
okay.
if someone said lawyer, I'd be like, that's.
Yeah.
I feel a lot more comfortable because, I mean, call me shallow, but tying my financial state to it tends to. When I was making $30,000 a year, it was almost a direct causality relationship of like how my mood was. Aside from just literally trying to survive, it's just like I can't do anything with my money, and everyone around me is doing better. It's like, oh, this just is the worst.
That's fucking rough.
Yeah. It's hard to have this like enlightened state that everyone talks about, like it's not about money, but when you're poor,
yeah, it is.
It fucking sucks.
Below a certain line, it's 100% about money.
Yeah, that people get it so fucked up where they're like, all the rich people care about is money, but it's actually the poor people who care about money the most because you have to think about it.
Money ain't a thing if you got it.
Yeah, there
I don't
you
know
go.
who said that.
I don't fucking know.
Some rapper, but it's true. You don't think about it.
Well,
if you have it,
right? You need
still should be smart with it
for sure. Yeah. But when you're poor, you need to think about it because it can make the difference of you being living inside and outside.
Yeah,
you know, like you have to. So there's no choice.
Yeah,
and it's like people get on poor people's cases for being stingy or doing. It's like no, because it doesn't matter. Like it won't make a difference in your life if you lose $100, but to them it could.
Yeah,
it's way more impactful.
That's a good thing to be if you're poor. You should be stingy.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth, brother?
Financial advice.
That's right. We give a lot of advice on here. Where was I going with this? The magician thing. Girlfriend at the time thought magicians were hot. Felt weird about it. Never addressed it. But also, it's one of those things where you address, and then what's going to come of that conversation? Nothing.
So you knew the guy was a magician. Did he do a trick for you guys?
Yeah, he was doing card tricks behind the bar and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like doing pulling stuff out of places. And I'm like, there's a part of my brain that goes, is she just getting turned on by this?
Yeah.
And
she was, dude.
Very likely.
Yeah.
But hiding it well.
Damn.
But then it's like, is that? I don't think that's wrong. If you have a certain thing you're into, and it turns you on, what are you gonna do? Stop me from being turned on by something?
You can't do that.
You can't.
Yeah. How'd the rest of the night go?
Fine. I mean, we got dinner.
Yeah.
It was me and us and a couple, like I said before, and then we went out, went back home, had a sexy night, and it was fine. Yeah, everything was good.
Did you pretend to be a magician that night?
I tried so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might cut this, but I'm pretty sure that's the night where I don't know why, but I thought it was, and it might have been related to the magician thing, but I'm pretty sure I said I love you that night to make it like,
oh,
yeah. I'm pretty sure it was like, this was me topping the night. This was me taking control of the night. As shitty and silly as that sounds.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. And granted,
that's manipulative as fuck.
I mean, granted, felt it.
There's probably truth.
Yeah, no, it was like, it just happened to happen on this night, dude.
Let me reel this back into my control.
Let me make this a memorable night for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. But
guys will say anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's worse things.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it could have been I wasn't feeling it at all and just truly chose to be lie, but it wasn't a lie.
Yeah.
So it was fine. But it just happened to happen on that night.
So magic's crazy.
I guess. I don't know if we're going to have a solution or...
To magic?
Yeah, we got to...
What the fuck are they doing?
Fucking magic.
Yeah.
They're part of the problem. Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to, if any magicians are out there from our viewers, you let us know.
I know all our viewers.
Shut the fuck up. All right. I think we hit that one in a good way. This is short and stupid, but the duck face is still alive and well, which I never thought.
Oh, yeah.
It came out as we grew up-ish.
Yeah.
Not to date ourselves and give our age out, but it was something I thought that was going to be really short-lived. But I don't know how many times, and god damn it, I feel like I sound like a broken record with talking about dating apps on this fucking podcast, but there are still so many girls doing that fucking duck face.
Yeah.
So many. And have you ever looked at a duck face and gone, nice?
That's so hot.
It's the hottest thing
That's
I've ever
my
seen.
thing. That
yeah, you see girls with the duck face.
Yeah.
Just lose it. Well,
no, and the people who do the Snapchat filters on their pictures, there's dog ears on them. People still do that.
Man, I just think I'm looking at a kid.
Yeah,
that's the immediate vibe I get is they haven't grown up, which is probably fucking weird. I don't know. I'm probably naive to say that, but it just seems so childlike. When you're doing those
to use
things.
any filter on your face, there's also one that just makes you look better.
Right, but the dog one specifically. If you're taking pictures and being
that one was huge. That was parallel to the duck face. Maybe slightly after.
I feel like that one started with I can just have this Actually, I don't know. They're both fucking strange.
I think people realized you look better with just a fake nose covering the middle of your face.
Oh yeah, where you just have your eyes and your smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some truth to that. It's just strange. There was one other thing I was thinking about that I remember seeing and being like, man, that's just a sign of someone who is still stuck in a teenage mindset. I fucking don't remember. But the duck face is definitely one where I see him still doing that. And it probably attracts some people. There's probably some men out there or women.
It's like a selfie, right? Selfie with the duck face usually.
Or full body mirror shot, duck face, peace fingers.
Oh, okay.
That's a classic.
That is a classic.
But mostly selfie, I say.
Do you ever take your own duck face picture?
Duck face? No.
No?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it was a joke.
Yeah.
But a serious duck face, like I'm making this my profile picture, duck face picture. That'd be insane. Could you imagine it if I mean,
dudes didn't really do it.
Right, I was gonna say, as a dude, it would be a lot more crazy if it was just on Facebook or like LinkedIn. That'd be amazing.
That
duck face picture, LinkedIn, experienced data engineer. Just
you'd get hired.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, small point, but I noticed it, and I was like, I thought it was a thing that we would see in high school, and it would stop there. Or maybe it's just those people from high school. I feel
like that's kind of along the like when you look in the mirror, everyone kind of makes a little face to themselves.
What are you doing in the mirror?
Dude, everyone does it.
Does a face in the mirror.
You like look at yourself in the best light possible. It's very subtle.
Don't make a face.
It's a subtle face.
What are you talking
about? Or like when you take a picture, you're going to make some subtle face. I feel like the duck face is just an extension of that. It's taking it like too far.
Can you show me your subtle face? I want to see it, dude.
It just looks so hot, dude.
But
if you took a selfie right now, you're telling me you would just resting bitch face look at the camera?
No, I'd smile. Probably.
Yeah.
Or make a silly face on purpose, but I'm trying to think, like, when I look in the mirror, I guess, like, I do, like, a coverage thing.
Yeah.
Where I'll look at, like, get a few different angles, but it's... I guess when I'm not, like, changing my face, if that makes sense.
I think you do.
You think so?
Everyone does it a little bit.
Yeah, I guess if you
look for it next time you look in the mirror.
I guess if you see someone else looking at me, they are doing something specific. But yeah, I guess when you say something subtle with your face, I don't like. It feels like I'm not doing something with my face, as opposed to like looking in the mirror a certain way. Like the duck face feels like an active form.
Yeah, that's literally making a face.
Yeah, like there's energy put into contorting your face to do something. Where I don't feel like when I look in the mirror, I'm moving my face.
No, you don't like throw the eyebrows up. Just do one of those.
Maybe sometimes.
Yeah. Check yourself out a little bit.
I mean, yeah, that definitely happens.
Yeah.
But the contortion of the face is fucking crazy.
Well, have you heard, like, you look more attractive than you actually are to yourself?
See, I don't know if
I think
I've heard
that's
that
also
a million
part
times,
of it.
I feel like that. You think that's
because you look at yourself in the best light, and you look at like the angles that are the best.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were saying the opposite. I thought you were saying that you look better than you look in the mirror, but you look better in the mirror you're looking at.
You look better to yourself and your own reflection than you do to everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is so sad.
But then there's the other part that says that in pictures and videos, you never see how you're truly seen by other people. So like, because you can like almost.
I think it's closer than like looking at a mirror by yourself.
I would say so. There's because like you know how Snapchat, like the front facing cameras give you like a not real image of yourself, but if you ever take a picture of yourself with
and it flips,
that's more of a realistic
image. Holy fuck!
Yeah, and then you're
lopsided
like,
as hell.
Wow, I'm bad.
Yeah,
but then there's the thing of you don't see your face, like how you look. Like the still images don't look that way. So it's somewhere in between mirror and picture, probably farther away from picture and closer to mirror image. But you're still, when you look in the mirror, you're, like you said, you're getting blasted with full light. You can see just all of your best features.
Yeah. And you're used to your face that way. You're used to a mirror image of your face.
Yeah.
Which everyone's face is lopsided.
Yeah.
So when it flips, it's literally the opposite lopsided, and it's like jarring.
Yeah,
to
it's
look
pretty
at.
scary.
Yeah.
But what if, dude, can you imagine living in a world without mirrors? Imagine not knowing what you looked like.
You look at water.
No, okay. Reflective surfaces. Humor me,
all
Jesus
right.
Christ. It's a goddamn comedy podcast.
This is a science podcast. That's what Pocahontas did. She
No
looked in the
reflective
river.
surfaces.
No reflective
You
surfaces.
don't know what you look like. How would that... Think of that.
I'm just thinking of people's eyeballs now. You can see yourself in people's eyes.
I said no reflective surfaces.
So people's eyes would just be glossed over.
No, the color would be matte.
Okay, that'd be crazy.
They're not matte, but it's not reflective.
I got you.
Jesus Christ.
That'd be wild.
You want to keep talking about this?
No pictures either. No video.
Yeah. Just say there's
Nothing.
no way to know
There's
how
no
you look.
possible. Fuck.
Think about how your life would be different. I feel like a lot of life is around like how you look.
That would be hard.
What is?
That would be worse.
Why?
Because you got to know when you're ugly.
Jesus Christ.
Because you need to know what you look like, or else you're just going to have to decipher. Well, this is kind of true anyway. If you're not an attractive person, no one's going to tell you that. You got to figure that shit out.
Yeah, I mean,
it's easier if you or here. Let's take an easier thing.
Okay.
What if you have some shit on your face?
Oh, someone will tell you.
Okay. How far does that go?
With poop on your face?
No. Like, what if you're just a hideous person? No one's going to tell you that.
That's fine. What's the... Okay, let's back up. And don't get me wrong. I'm taking, like, the high devil's advocate road that would, I hear your point.
Yeah.
But what does someone get by someone telling them that they're hideous? How does that help anything with that person?
It brings your expectations down to reality.
I don't know if I believe
if
in
you
that.
see a beautiful person and they get all the attention, they get all the dates, get all the girls, all the guys, whatever, and you're like, why can't I have that? Mm-hmm. You need to understand why.
Why though? I feel like that's because going back to the last episode where we talked about someone was fucking Stephen Hawking.
Yeah,
not a looker by any means.
Well,
and pulled.
Yeah.
I would argue that seeing an attractive person cause a lot of people to be attracted to them, and you not having people attracted to you, and being like, if you looked in a mirror and you go, oh, I'm obviously so much uglier than this person, all it does is kind of bind you to that. You then go, because I'm ugly,
right,
I don't get this, so there's no chance.
You can take it too far. You can give it all the power.
It's so demotivating. I mean, if you see, oh, there's people like that out there that are super beautiful, I have no chance, then you believe that you cannot achieve that. And I would argue, at least for men, it's unfortunate for women because I feel like it's not as similar, but girls will go out with some hideous dudes.
Yeah.
And marry them.
It's huge that we're dudes.
They can see past the physical.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about before. So, and for women, it's harder. Men look a little bit more, and I don't know. That's a big generalization, but it seems like a lot of men are more physical oriented, and then women will just not be.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what it does for someone if they know they're ugly. Relatively. Someone might find them not as ugly.
I mean, you're going to figure it out either way. So I guess it doesn't matter.
I guess I see the mirrors as more of an obstacle, as a constant reminder if you're ugly. And it helps the hotter people as a constant reminder they're hotter. And then it just creates false sense of self, I feel like.
Okay.
Because you could be having a great day as an ugly person, and you walk by reflective service and you go, oh.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have that, the only reminder would be someone coming up to you and going, you're fucking ugly.
Well, that would be brutal. No, that's probably not going to happen, but
sure.
If looks truly did not matter at all, then I would agree with you, but they do. They impact your life.
I agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
So I just feel like it's better to know. If no one's going to tell you you're ugly, but people are going to reject you. People are going to shut down when you try to talk to them.
Yeah, but I guess.
And then you're like,
but
to take the flip, it's like, oh, it must be me. It must be who I am as a person that sucks.
That's fair. I guess there could be confusion there. So you're saying that the image could be actually clearing of the mind of being like, oh, I'm just fucking ugly.
Yeah. There's a lot of very healthy, average-looking people who are like, I know what I look like.
Yeah.
And I think that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, there's major negatives of being like the top echelon of attractiveness too. That
Absolutely.
can set you up on a very difficult path to.
Yeah. I would argue average is about where you want to be with most things.
You want to stay average?
I mean, I would say average being like the middle of the road, Like you can be your extreme. Most people on either extreme burn out on one way or another. They just do. Whether it be shooting up a school because they're so terribly depressed and that, or you're super hot or you're super athletic and you go to the NFL and you just burn your body out. Granted, it doesn't happen to everyone. But I'm saying the degree to which it happens on the extreme is extreme. And then the average life is not as extreme because it's not that. But then are the highs and lows that worth it? Like, if you could experience being an NFL player, be pretty cool.
Be pretty cool. A lot of CTE.
Yeah. Why don't you be like a kicker? Sidestep all of the CTE and just kick balls into a net.
Still take some hits, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Also, I feel like people would draw each other, and you would kind of.
You continue to find loopholes. The point is just you can't see what you look like.
You can't know. So no one can draw in this universe.
Well, they have Etch-a-Sketches, actually.
Oh,
That's the only thing they have.
That's tough.
So you can draw through those means only.
It's a tough way to render a face.
All I'm saying is I think it would be really interesting. Because think of your day. How many times do you look in a mirror? I mean, every bathroom time.
90% of my day.
You're just staring into a mirror. I mean, it's...
No, I mean, realistically, it'd probably be good. I think I'm probably more on your side.
We could do this an experiment.
How? The show Love Is Blind is kind of doing it.
Really? Wait, what is?
It's a reality TV show where you
This is the autism one, right? No, that's Love on the Spectrum. Fuck.
No, also good show.
Yeah.
You date people with you never see them. There's like a curtain between you. And you like have conversations, and then at the end you see each other, and then you get married and then divorced immediately.
Like every reality TV show. There's that new one that's on I think it's on HBO, where the naked one. Have you seen this?
Naked and Afraid?
No. It's a dating show where they're naked. You see the person's naked body, and you don't see their head. And it's the
They take the head off?
Yeah, should you just
put a bag over the head?
No, they like cut it like visually. They have like a thing where people are standing, so you can't see their head.
Oh my god, they're doing everything. They're doing every experiment.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard all these things about it. It's literally just it's something you never thought would be on TV, where you're just seeing naked people, and then people that I'm pretty sure they just judge them off their body, and then.
Do they talk to the person?
I think so. We should watch an episode of it because I haven't seen it. It definitely hasn't been done yet.
Yeah,
it's a new concept, but that's like the Love Is Blind to the extreme on the other end, where you can only see their body.
What's the title of that show?
Something naked.
Like, what are they trying to say? Because like Love Is Blind is a clear message.
They're trying to see how shallow are people. It's the reverse. It's how shallow are, because you're literally going off of just their body. I'm pretty sure.
But, it's kind of like because it's weird you can't see their face either. But you're also talking to them.
I didn't do my research.
Whatever.
I just know that they're naked.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's a dating show. Fucking nuts. Yeah. Right? All right. Let's move on. That all started from the duck face, by the way. That took a big tangent. First of all, do you have anything? You want to?
No, okay. I never do.
All right.
You just invite me over here to
just start talking on a fucking wall.
Yeah.
No. You probably know this though, that like all of the fiber optic cables that connect everything they like run under the ocean across the world.
Yeah.
How is that?
It's crazy. I found that out like kind of recently.
I knew it for a while, but then I didn't. It sounded fake when I first heard it.
Yeah.
Like, what? Wouldn't they be locally?
It's just something I like. Obviously, it has to be that way, but I just had never thought about it enough.
I just thought there was some like level of radio transmission that was going to other. Like we didn't need wires for certain things, but that's not the truth.
Well, I mean, we don't. It would just be slow as hell. So,
but man,
we could use satellites if we wanted to.
Sure.
But
yeah.
But I saw like a globe, like a 3D map of the world, and it's just webs covering the whole ocean.
That's crazy. Also, like, When did that start? How long did it take? Like that
I don't
project
know.
is huge.
Yeah.
You're going to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's so nuts. And to connect the world, it's fucking nuts. I don't have anything to really add to it.
It's just crazy.
I was reading. I was like, what? All that.
A lot of the things you look up are just going under the ocean. You're causing electricity to go under the ocean.
I didn't understand that when you first said it, and I was like, okay, nice. But yeah, that's fucking insane that it's doing that. So anyway,
yeah, that's it.
Next. I don't remember. Do you know who Oliver Anthony is?
He's the what's the song called? Richmond, North of Richmond guy.
Oh yeah. Why the fuck did I write that name down?
I threw that on there. I mean, that was like right when it came out. It's been so long since that's out now. So
what about
it was just kind of nuts.
Like the song? Or what do you mean? The reaction
how
to
he
it?
blew up. Like there were a lot of people thought it was fake. Thought conservatives planted him.
Interesting.
And then like fake made him viral to put that song out there. Which I don't think happened, but
yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, didn't he go on like Joe Rogan soon after that whole thing happened?
Yeah, he went on Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
he seems like a super cool dude.
Yeah, the last thing I heard is that some record deal offered him like arena tours,
really?
And he turned it down because he was like, this is the opposite of what I'm like doing music. Like I just wrote this song that says everything against that kind of stuff.
Dang.
But I'm like, dude,
take the money, dude.
Yeah, dude, get out of there.
I mean, that song he wrote, he just sounds like he needs money.
Yeah, he sounds like a dire situation.
He sounds so poor.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because I feel like when you're that person who goes, I'm not going to take the money. And I don't want to say like I'm throwing judgment, but I am. Why would you not? Doesn't it then open up the door for music to everybody that you want to share this with?
Yeah.
You're making music.
I think so.
I don't understand. I never
mean,
understand
if it's coming from good people, like if it was from like Saudi Arabia to golf there, for example, I would be like, I'm not taking that money.
I mean,
but
that'd be fine.
Yeah, you take it.
I don't know.
Take all that blood money.
Is the PGA that much better? Just a bunch of rich white dudes they're probably doing equally as terrible things.
Maybe
on some level. I know Saudi Arabia is not a great place, but it's like it's that thing where if you drill down to the dollar of all these mega corporations and what they do, it's probably equally bad across the board.
System.
Yeah, but it's like the people here's the thing. Human behavior, pretty similar across the board in terms of human history and how people act and do things, and between not having enough resources and how they act or having too many resources and how they act. And there's varying degrees, but there's similar behaviors across the board. So you're telling me that the people in Saudi Arabia who are billionaires are drastically different than the people who are billionaires in the United States? Like, mostly. I understand that religion and views can be different.
Well, the people in the U.S. aren't just getting paid by billionaires to golf. They're paid by ticket sales and like the whole PGA.
Yeah, but it's sponsorships and stuff like that. I mean, they're making tons and tons of money.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just weird but for like other sports, they get contracts for tens of millions of dollars and stuff like that. I mean, the golfers aren't getting paid billions of dollars. They're getting paid like $100 million contracts.
Lots of millions, yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, man.
I think our golf manifested a little more naturally, and whereas like Saudi Arabia is just kind of forcing it by just throwing obscene amounts of money at these people to leave to go to Saudi Arabia.
Would they play in Saudi Arabia? I thought it was just a league that's owned by Saudi Arabia.
I actually don't know.
Yeah, I thought. Cause I swear I saw people. Actually, you know what? I don't even know what Saudi Arabia is. Saudi Arabia just a bit mostly desert?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it is Arabia. I know so little about. This is why you don't listen to my advice or my. I know so little about. All I know is that they're like. They act similar to extreme. At least the giant oil type. Like women can't drive. Women are essentially just, that kind of situation where they're subhuman in that country, which is not good.
Yeah.
So that's all I really know. And them doing they hold all the power. They have a ton of money. There's way more poor than there is rich. Relative to America, I should say. But I don't fucking know. Anyway, Oliver Anthony, take the fucking money.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, take the money. Take the money.
It's one of the, I don't know. Help yourself out, man. No one's going to care. There might be a few haters online, like 100 people who are like, fuck that guy, blah, blah, blah. How about this?
Act like you wouldn't sell out if you were Oliver Anthony. Like talking to the haters, not you.
Exactly. And also, who the fuck is commenting on YouTube? Who's commenting on anything online? Who are these people? I should say, who are the negative ones? Do you know someone in your life that has commented on something? I guess they wouldn't.
I comment on shit all the time. Just kidding.
I know you don't.
I feel like you just have no time or too much time, and you just are mad about something in your life.
But so many people will get mad, and some people don't do that. There's like a small, like you look on a video on YouTube or something that has 200,000 views. There's not 200,000 comments. There's like, I don't know.
True.
1,000, 10,000. It's a small subset of people who are, and then you go down to the negative ones. You take, out of the 10,000 comments, you have 100 bad ones. Who are those people?
They're the trolls.
I get, but some of them have to be legitimately mad enough and go, I'm going to leave a comment on this.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then someone's just doing that.
I imagine it's like a release for them.
It can't feel good. That's like
to just spew that hatred.
Have you ever gone to an online argument with anybody?
I've dabbled on Reddit.
Never feel... Wait, really? On Reddit?
A little bit.
Can you tell me about it?
No.
It's that crazy. Are you being serious? Have you?
I'm serious. I have.
You're not going to tell me?
No, I'll tell you offline.
Jesus Christ. It's about women's rights in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. They should stay subhuman. I've done it on Facebook years ago.
Oh, okay.
1 or 2 times, and even when you win, and winning,
it's impossible.
You don't feel. It's not like a conversation. I feel still fucking mad.
Yeah,
I'm still like, even though
arguing like ever is pretty much never good.
I don't know about. Oh, you're saying online?
No, like ever.
I don't know about that. How are we gonna have?
Hear it.
We're arguing right now about this point.
I wouldn't call this an argument.
What's an
call
argument?
this a discussion.
All right, but what makes an argument?
I think when it gets heated and it gets emotional, and you stop like really thinking about logic versus just what your point is and doubling down on it.
That's fair.
I would say it turns into an argument.
But then it's like every conversation has that. Like, no one is robotic in the sense of like, let's have a debate. Like that, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
And then you need, not saying you want the crazy screaming at each other argument, but there's a level where like,
I should say when respecting the other person's view falls out of it.
Sure.
When that drops out and you're just throwing hands, that never leads to anything good.
Yeah. Great example. That happened 2 weeks ago when we were at Uptown, and we're hanging out, and our friend who we play tennis with said there was a study where people took anabolic steroids and they didn't do anything, and they gained 10 pounds of muscle. And I said, I don't think that's true. And then this is how when you say argument, this is how I view it, where I go, okay. I don't think so. And he goes, and we talk about it a little bit. I'm like, you need insult to the muscle to make it grow. Like you can't muscle will just not, it will not just grow without anything applied to it. It's just not how that works. And so then I was like, we just talked, it's not like he pulled up on his phone or anything like that. So there's nowhere to go with it. But I said, I don't agree with that. And it was fine. We were like, oh, okay. I explained why I don't agree with that. And then, I don't know. So this is continuing this, but so we talked about that, and then the next day I looked it up, and it was like this study where they gave testosterone to people and told them don't go to the gym, and then the people did gain 6 pounds of muscle that were told to not do anything, but then all of the muscle gain was in the quadricep, suggesting that they're just walking around. Like, other groups were gaining muscles and that were told that you can work out, suggesting that you take anabolic steroids if you start walking around, like you're going to gain muscle there because your body's so sensitive and anabolic that when you're using certain muscles, they're going to start growing to some extent. But if you took someone in a vacuum and you put them on a couch for a week and you gave them anabolic steroids, you're not going to gain muscle. You need some kind of mechanical tension to tell your muscle to grow. Otherwise, it just sits in that state. So he was without digging into the methods and where the muscle gains were, he's right.
Yeah.
But you need mechanical tension, man. Trust me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, back to the point of arguing. I think there can be good arguing, but I guess arguing has a bad connotation to it with the name. Because I wouldn't say most conversations are like...
Well, first of all, this is an argument you won. So, like,
I mean...
Maybe was cool with it. Maybe he goes home and he's sad.
Could be.
Like, what if was right? How would you... What if he was truly right? Like, you were actually wrong.
Oh, then I would have...
And he backed it up.
Well, here's how I see it. If it happened in the moment and he said I was wrong, or if I
no, he says you're wrong, you say he's wrong. You go home, you read a study, and you're like, oh shit, he's right.
I would reach out to him. I don't reach out to him because I don't want to be like, hey, remember when I was right? Yeah. I don't want to do that. Okay. But if I found out I was wrong, I'd go, dude, you were totally right. I was wrong. Because it would go against everything I know about resistance training. Yeah. Like they'd be fucking nuts. Because I feel like if someone teaches me something, I want to go, thanks, dude, that was...
Yeah.
I like having those friends around it more than someone if I say something like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. If I say something crazy. But his wasn't crazy. It was just, if you don't dig in, if you read the abstract of a lot of studies, it'll give you stuff that could be misleading.
So that one is, there's like a pretty clear right and wrong on that one.
Sure.
If it was like politics, though, or
choosing the hardest one, there's no answer.
It's anything else. Like, does God exist? No answer.
I don't.
People argue about that shit.
Some of the most complex. There's no right answer.
Okay,
at all.
Anything that doesn't have a right answer. That's what I'm saying. People argue about that shit probably the most vehemently, and that's like, talk about strong opinions. When you contradict someone, it takes like a pillar of their personality, like it's an attack on them.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's
in those scenarios. I often think it's better to not argue.
Yeah. I mean, when we're talking about metaphysical stuff that we're never going to have an answer to, I agree. I think politics is one that you could have more of a material answer, but people use emotion to sway people away from the right way to do things. But I'm on board with that. If you're arguing about something that doesn't have any solution, it's never going to be good. And if you have argument requires two opposing forces, but arguing about something that you can't find an answer to, that's going to be terrible. And you feel so strongly about, which is kind of silly. If you're arguing about something you feel strongly about that you don't have the answer to, what are we doing here? A long time ago,
a lot of people do.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a human part that we just do that. We talked about a while ago in like an earlier podcast about, I had a pet peeve about people being strongly opinionated on stuff that they don't know anything about. Yeah, that would be like the God argument. You don't know. You know nothing. All we have is this book that was written thousands of years ago, and we go, well, this is it. It's not to bash all religion because I think there's something going on, but man, talk about the silliest argument to ever exist. There's entire countries that are fighting right now over it.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy. We've been doing that since the beginning.
I know.
It's all about who's got the the best nuanced version of what's going on, of what they assume is going on with whatever power is running all of this. Why does it matter?
Israel, Palestine, bad argument. They should not be arguing.
They should be hugging.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But like, take arguments to a smaller level. Politics is also, I'd say, once again, super complex. If we're arguing on where we want to go for dinner, I go, I want to go to fucking Chili's. They have the best chicken fingers. And you're like, I want to go to fucking Portillo's. I want a hot dog. Through arguing, we can get to a place of a solution. Otherwise...
See, I'll be like, let's just go to Chili's. I don't want to piss you off.
Okay, you got to give me something here. What's an argument?
I'm being real right now. Like
That's fair.
In small things like that, why would you argue about it?
Because we both want to go to a place that. But I'm with you. I do the same thing. If someone's like, no, I want to go to Portillo's, I'm like, that's fine. But if you felt you wanted something, you have a reason why you want that thing. That's legitimate. As opposed to the God one, it's hard to have a legitimate reason why this God's better than this God. But like, if I'm like, I want to go to this place because they have tacos and I like tacos, and you say, and listen, and the more you argue about it, the more you figure out the reasons for wanting each thing, and you could maybe find something in between that offers both solutions.
Tacos and hot dogs?
Yes. Hot dogs that are in taco shells.
That sounds awesome.
But I'm just saying, argument gives the stage to figure things out. And if you avoid all arguments, you end up just never getting what you want at all.
True.
There's got to be some level. I can hear you out though, where I feel like arguing is associated with just like emotional screaming a lot.
So back to what you said about. I'll bleep his name.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jesus Christ.
Really paused.
It's gonna take hours to
said
edit
it
out.
anyway. Like if he said that to me, I'd probably be like, "Nice, man."
Right. Which is, but that's
like with a lot of this goes. Remember a while ago we talked about the correction culture.
Yeah.
Like someone brings up a fact, and everyone jumps like, "No, that's wrong."
right.
That I avoid unless it's like really ridiculous.
Yeah. Or
because what I'm avoiding is just the stab at someone's ego.
Sure, for sure.
And people hold a lot of, like, it sucks to be told you're wrong, whatever the scale is,
For sure.
big or small. I try to avoid that at all costs, unless it's something that I have to argue about, that I really care about.
That's fair. In this situation we're referencing, it's one that without looking at, I want to know that this is this crazy outlier, and it does exist, but from my knowledge, it's hard. With all the science, you can't argue that that's possible.
Yeah.
Behind it. So then I go, I want to know. Mine's more like, and don't get me wrong, there is part of the ego that's like, I'm right, you're wrong. And there's that part, but I really want to know. I want to know why, what is this thing that you're talking about? Because from everything I know, that can't happen. Which, yeah, now that we're talking about it, sounds fucking not great.
No, I think it makes sense from here. We should bring the other guy on. See how he feels.
He's just been depressed about it for weeks. Like, I'm so sorry, man.
Or can you think of a time when you've truly been corrected and 180 degree you were wrong?
Many times I'm trying to think of a specific one. That's hard. But I know the feeling.
Yeah, me too.
I can remember the emotion of like.
It's kind of a dagger. It's hurts a little bit.
At the same time, I'd rather
you want to know though.
I'd rather be the person who it hurts one time, and I'm no longer making. And this is not referring to this situation that we're talking about. I know that there's moments in my life where I've been doing the wrong thing, and it's making me look stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
And until someone goes, "That's not how you."
You want to know. Yeah.
I want to know that. I don't want to be. Look at this fucking clown doing this forever because no one's told him.
Yeah.
I don't want that. So I don't know. I'd rather take the one moment over blissfully ignorant and looking.
One of my best friends was a guy who like called me out on some shit, and I'm like, "Thank you, dude, for telling me," because like I appreciate that. Versus, the other friend who just kind of lets it go.
Yeah, those are good friends to a degree. If you have one that's only saying you're fucking crazy, you're shitty, it should be better. That's not good. But anyway, Let's move. What time are we at?
We're at an hour.
We're at an hour. All right. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
All right. Bye, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
All right.
Bye-bye.